best heavyweight, the best professional wrestling discussion on the internet, World Wrestling Entertainment, TNA Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and much more. This, ladies and gentlemen, is In the Hot Seat with your host, fortminorproejct.
Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome to this week's episode of In the Hot Seat. And of course, as always, I got a great show lined up for you guys. And as well, with this week, I got a returning guest joining me at this time. And would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Mr. Just Ray.
Alright, well, it's a pleasure to have you back here on the show now. Apparently, we were supposed to have two guests, but now we're back to one guest at this time. And we got a couple of topics to get through in the show. You know, there's pretty much a lot going on. And I'm actually going to kick things off here with the whole, thing with CM Punk going on and that whole promo that we just learned, during Raw, and really being pretty much, the talk of the wrestling world. And, what was, a great promo by CM Punk, really telling the truth and stuff like that. And what are your thoughts on this whole situation with CM Punk? Do you think this is a work, or, this is a part of the storyline, or, what are your whole thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, I think it is a storyline.
Okay.
I think it is basically just WWE trying to mock themselves. It's not the first time that Vince McMahon's stepped in and made fun of himself and made fun of his family. So I think he realizes that what he's been doing with the whole R-Truth thing has been working. So he needs to twist the angle a bit and maybe bring CM Punk into the mix.
Yeah, with me, I hope it is a storyline, and then, be something good to add to it, and hopefully, CM Punk still has his title shot in for Money in the Bank, and hopefully in time, capture the WWE Championship and doesn't really end up leaving, at least right away, keep the WWE Championship, like I mentioned before. So, it was a great promo. CM Punk really taking a shot at everybody, from Hulk Hogan, talking about Brock Lesnar, talking about, ROH and stuff like that. So it's definitely, really something interesting and, really a shocker. So hopefully, it is a storyline. So that's it when it comes to the whole situation with CM Punk. So hopefully, we'll get to find out what's to come during the next couple of weeks going into Money in the Bank. Alright, the next thing I got here, and since we have a new DVD coming out with the Steel Cage DVD, and what are some of your favorite Steel Cage matches of all time, pretty much?
For me, up against the 1980s, I like a lot of the early, like Paul Orndorff, Hulk Hogan Steel Cage match. The Hulk Hogan one where Zeus was introduced. I like a lot of I guess some of the Steel Cage matches would be Hell in a Cell, so of course the Undertaker Foley Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
Back in the day, just when they used to have Steel Cage matches on Saturday Night main event, they didn't know that there was going to be one. Where now it's pretty much advertised unless it's like a roulette sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the Steel Cage matches, I actually like the Steel Cage matches, and even though it's been like a once in a while thing, I'm actually looking forward for this DVD, and hopefully sometime down the road I will be able to get it. There has been a lot of good Steel Cage matches, even though we don't get to really see them that much. So it was a good treat to see that on Raw this week. Some good Steel Cage matches. I'm sure will be on the DVD too, like from Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon, that whole thing with the Steel Cage match that they had in the 90s. So that was a good Steel Cage. Pretty cool one with the barbed wire Steel Cage match. We had JBL and the Big Show, and I believe that was for the WWE Championship at the time. So that was actually pretty rare and interesting to have the Steel Cage and the barbed wire. Just to name a few. Also as well with Batista and the Undertaker as well. And I think that's also where the one, Edge, made an appearance too as well. So there are a lot of, good, Steel Cage matches out there. So especially with the DVD coming out, I am going to be looking forward to get that as well. So that's it when it comes to the Steel Cage. Next thing I got here, and what are your thoughts on how would you pretty much book John Morrison to be the legitimate face champion?
If I was to book John Morrison to be a face champion, I basically would book him in his whole rock star persona,
Okay.
but I wouldn't have him in the clothes that he wears in that he's wearing now.
Right.
I would try to adapt to the actual rock styles that maybe people are interested in nowadays. Sort of like how I guess how Undertaker's badass character was in the early 2000s when he had Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock and stuff like that.
Okay.
Stuff that kids can relate to, so that they can actually identify with him as a character.
Right.
That's what I would do with his whole face rock star, I guess, image to become a champion.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there anything else that you would actually do to help out with his face character to help him out with the the championship and everything?
I would just probably utilize the actual in-ring ability to actually
Okay.
let him use the training that they've been showing him in Dolphins and honesty with these.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a really cool idea. There are a couple of things that you can do with that, so he can be a legitimate face champion. Going back to where he was in the tag team, I would still have that, and eventually have the whole split with the Miz, and have that still go on, and probably still have the Miz go on to be champion. Have I guess you can say John Morrison get frustrated, have some good matches, win a tournament, and then have a feud with the Miz, and eventually win the championship, and have the championship be held for a couple of months, which I think would be good. So hopefully we'll get to see John Morrison once he comes back. I know he's supposed to be out for another, I believe, couple of months, if not weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So that was actually a cool idea. So that's it when it comes to John Morrison and that. So that's actually a cool idea. Next thing I got here, and what are your whole thoughts on Chavo leaving the WWE, and what are some favorite memories, I should say, of Chavo?
I think that for Chavo Guerrero, for him to leave the WWE, I think it's probably a good thing because over the last couple of years, they really haven't done anything for his character.
Yeah.
He's been probably low class status ever since. Well, he was kind of mid card when Eddie passed away, and then his stocks have just fallen ever since then. If anything, if he does go to ROH or go to TNA, even I think his credibility in the wrestling industry may go up a bit because he can actually showcase some of the stuff. And it gives him some fresh faces to actually wrestle against. He's been at the WWE for so long. He's pretty much wrestled everyone there. And it also stopped him from having dumb feuds with people like Hornswoggle, which pretty much ruined his career as well.
Yeah, for myself, I didn't really enjoy that whole feud with Hornswoggle, so I couldn't dealt without that. But with that being said, Chavo has had some good memories, especially with me. That I remember him from. Definitely, he was and is a good wrestler. So I wish him the very best in his future. So whether he's gonna go into the Indies or anything like that, I'm not too sure. He'll probably just lay low for a while, and eventually we'll probably see him come back. Some of the favorite memories, with me, getting into the cruiserweight, him holding the cruiserweight title, was always cool. There's just so many memories also as well with him and Eddie Guerrero, of course, with Los Guerreros. Him and Sin Cara, that whole thing, for a little while before he even, officially was released, was actually, going pretty well, and I actually, enjoyed their match. So, it's good to see that at least before he left. So, there are a lot of, favorite memories of Chavo Guerrero. So, like I said, hopefully, we'll get to see him in time back wrestling. So that's it when it comes to that. And the last thing I got here, and what are your overall thoughts on ROH, and when it comes into pretty much in a way mainstream kind of in September, and what are some of the things that you're looking forward for once ROH has its official TV deal in the fall?
My view on ROH going on television, one of two things can happen. It can either go really well, and they can actually showcase the actual ring ring ability of most of the wrestlers,
Right.
or it can go really bad and they have to water down their product a lot. And
Right.
I think that that will take away from the actual role of ROH. It all depends on how they're ready to showcase it. I know they're going on later on in the evening, so maybe they're giving them some kind of leeway there.
Right.
But I think that, like I said, it can either go one of two ways, and I'm just hoping that it doesn't take away from the actual quality of matches that we're used to getting through ROH.
Yeah, with me, I like ROH, and hopefully that doesn't really happen, and they'll pretty much, still be doing the same stuff, but, having a bit more storylines and stuff like that, getting the fans more into it. So far, I've been enjoying it, and I've been trying to get back into it. Fortunately, I did get to miss the recent pay-per-view, so once they come back in, September officially, definitely will be tuned in more, and hopefully we'll see nothing but good things, and hopefully people will get more into it. Like some people are already, which is a good thing. So, we'll have to wait and see. So I expect nothing but good things coming out of Ring of Honor once they officially make their way to that TV deal in September. So that's it when it comes to pretty much all the topics that I got. Is there anything else, you want to get your final thoughts on before we end the show here?
Um, Nothing else, guys. Just check out my page. Comment, check the different videos I've made over the last couple weeks. And thanks for having me on the show, man.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome anytime. I definitely will leave a link for your channel down below in the description box for everyone to check you out. And that about does it for this week's episode of In the Hot Seat. You guys can continue the discussion down below in the description box and, the comment box. And, leave a video spots and stuff like that. And as always, I will talk to you guys later on. Peace.